do you think about Tesla truck presentation yesterday? Impressed, not impressed?
I didn't watch it. I saw a lot of posts on Facebook about it. The 2022 version looks a little too futuristic for me. Maybe not a work truck, but definitely a styling truck for going out.
Do you like it or you don't like it?
Not a fan. Not a fan. No. How about you?
I like how much business it picked on Facebook. Everybody's talking about it.
Right.
I think it was born during Joe Rogan interview.
Oh, yeah?
Like somewhere there, like a lot of weed.
Okay.
Like it definitely was not your normal brainstorm to come up with something like that.
Well, you have to get attention in today's world, right?
Yep. They definitely doing a good job there by creating ugly.
Oh, yeah,
jobs.
absolutely.
HomeAdvisor 5 years from now, is it going to be Facebook or Myspace?
HomeAdvisor is going to be Myspace.
It's going to be Myspace. You think it's going to die?
I hope so. Well, I don't want anyone to see anyone's demise, but I'd like to see roofing and contracting companies take control of their own brand and stop outsourcing their lead gen to, things like that, where they're just a commodity, right? So that's the idealist in me.
Why do you think companies with money like HomeAdvisor can't figure out that connection? And there's so many players who have tried, and everybody's failing. Like we just don't have, that Facebook on the rise who came in and just understand what consumer wants, or just refuse to understand. What do you feel like the biggest problem or challenge for those companies?
My opinion is that a lot of these companies start out with good intentions, and there's a million companies trying to solve this problem of matching homeowners to contractors. There's so many of them. And I think they start out with good intentions. Like House is an example that started off pretty well, but they raised a lot of money, a lot of investment capital, and then you have to answer to those people, and you have to start turning a profit. So you have to start monetizing your platform in ways that maybe not be beneficial to either audience, your homeowners or your contractors. So I think that happens a lot. Maybe not understanding, just going for the money play and not understanding like the nuances of how these things work and how contractors actually run their businesses and the ups and downs and everything like that.
Because it's very good opportunity for a new player. I mean, we have Uber, we have Airbnb, we have major platforms in other spaces, but nobody can figure out how to do this. And I see even companies like Thumbtack, you're absolutely right. They go in, they raise a whole bunch of money. I mean, Google have invested in Thumbtack on several rounds. I mean, honestly, they throw so much money at those platforms. And is it a greed then, or is it just investors' influence?
I don't know. I mean, my thing is investors' influence. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, Google and Amazon's trying to solve this with the Amazon Home Services. I'm sure there's other companies that are doing things, building things that we don't know about. So, I mean, consolidation in every market is happening. So someone's going to figure it out.
Do you consider yourself a marketer?
I'm in the roofing class where no marketers are allowed, so
forget about that.
I consider myself a business strategist, right? I think marketers get a bad rap in today's day and age. But I try to, separate our brand from that. A business strategist really helping businesses.
What's the difference between marketer and business strategist?
To me, a marketer is very myopic. It's just like, hey, I'll get you some leads. I'll run a funnel for you and get you some leads. Where my company and I come in is we really help you understand where you're at right now, what your goals are, and try to figure out what's the best plan to get from point A to point B with your whole business. Not just about getting a bunch of leads, it's about putting systems in your business to create leverage and grow.
Best client single success story, like one campaign that you've done for someone that just generated a whole bunch of results and was the most valuable thing you've ever done.
Let's see, thinking back to last year, we have a client out in the West with 3 or 4 locations. They specialize in stone-coated steel roofing, which is about double the price of asphalt shingle, give or take, in any given market. And so it's a tough sell, right? It's double the price. But we help them run video campaigns. They were very good at having a system following up the leads immediately and frequently and staying on top of them. And they have a strong local brand in several of their markets. They did really well. They were able to double their business last year from $2 million to $4 million with our help and some other things that they were doing. So that's a great client that really wants to build that local brand. They're not obviously playing the cheapest guy on the block game. They're not competing on price. They have a premium product, and they're positioning themselves in the market to attract the right types of clients. So
you're talking about, is it Austin Davis?
Yes.
Okay, I know him, and I actually, because I know him as a client, he actually came to Roofing Insights class. One of the things that he impressed me, when he does home shows, he only brings metals. And that's my recommendation to all contractors.
Right.
Find your niche, even if you do more products to offer, go with a premium. And that's what they did. They go to home shows. They said they would do 50 leads in a couple days of home show, and they would not talk about nothing else. If people would come and say, hey, I need an asphalt shingle, they would not do it.
Mm-hmm.
Was it your idea or their idea?
Their idea. I mean, their family has been in business 40 years. Austin and Brady are the second generation, so they've got a lot of good things going on. But that's a great way to differentiate, because you don't want to just look like any other roofing company that has a table full of shingles, right?
What most roofers have in common?
Most roofers have in common. I like the entrepreneurial spirit and the hustle, and that's why we work in this industry. I think a lot of roofers have in common is that they're like grinding in the business and don't take a step back to like look at the big picture and figure out like what they want, what their ideal projects are, ideal clients are, and really look at their business holistically. It's more just like, how can I get some leads? How can I sell some jobs? How can I make some money to pay my guys? And kind of that short-term thinking. So that's one thing. But I do love the entrepreneurial, nature and the growth mindset of this industry for sure.
Is it hard to sell marketing services to roofers?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
I personally feel, just based on the stories that come to me, that roofers are the biggest suckers and sign up almost with anyone, without thinking or checking credibility.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many people come to me and say, hey, I've been paying this guy $800 or $1,200. Not only HomeAdvisors, I'm talking about SEO packages, Facebook packages, and they sign this yearly deals, whether it's Yellow Pages, Yelps, these contracts, and then they can't get out of them. And when you ask them, why did you sign up, or what are you getting? I've seen people paying like $2,000 to manage Facebook posts. I'm like, what are you getting for $2,000? I don't know. My phone doesn't. Why are you paying it?
Right.
So, but I think it's getting tougher because so many people getting burned, and it's getting opposite effect.
Exactly.
Now they get burned, and now they don't trust everyone.
Exactly.
So you feel like it's very hard to sell.
Exactly. If you asked me this question 2 or 3 years ago, it was pretty easy. And not that I'm not a sales guy, I'm more of a marketing guy. But now, you're right, everyone's been burned multiple times, and it's much tougher to build that trust. Once you do build that trust and have that good relationship and show them results, roofers are very loyal, that we found, so that's awesome. We've got a lot of long-term clients, but everyone's been burned. And I think the reason for that is that they don't understand marketing. I have like no understanding, like, all right, I'm busy, I'm the sales guy, I'm running my business, I don't want to deal with marketing, I just want to pay this guy to get me some leads. And that's a risk. That's like creating a vulnerability, because you don't understand something, you're paying for it, and then there's a lot of frustration there. And the company that's helping you or trying to help you, or taking your money, is not always aligned with your business. So our thing is like, you need to have at least a basic understanding of how this stuff works, so you can either do it yourself or you can outsource it, but you can be effective in your outsourcing. Like, how to work with a marketing company, what they're doing, you know how to call them out or to keep them accountable for getting results and doing the work. So I think that's key.
How often do you think about opening a roofing business?
Weekly. Yeah.
Really? You consider that? You thought about it?
Yeah. Should I?
If you want to close everything else you're doing.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm a big fan of focus. I don't have shiny object syndrome like a lot of people do. I'm a big fan of like focusing and making one thing amazing. So,
but temptation is there, right?
Temptation is there. I think I would do it maybe in a couple years. Maybe I'll start building the website now, which is something I thought of, like building the website, getting some SEO going before we open up business. But I'd have to partner with someone who knows the actual roofing end, production and all that, because I don't know that part.
If you guys looking for a partner, comment below, hit him up.
Yeah.
The reason I ask you the question, because I don't invite marketers often, but when marketers do come to the class, because they come and they want to learn, and I know several marketers who run $5-6 million in the roofing business now, and the way they've done it, they would work with companies, and they've seen how much money companies make, how easy it is to market it, because people think it's hard. It's not that hard, and they just did the math, and then I'm doing it.
Right.
And I have a guy who came to my office. I was not doing classes at the time, 4 years ago. and now he runs 5 million plus.
Hunter, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and he was a marketer.
Right.
So, and I remember him starting, he's like, you know, he was doing SEO, he was working with roofers, and he's like, shoot, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him, and he's growing, I mean, which is great. So,
Yeah, he's got a great business. We hung out a couple weeks ago, and he told me that story, yeah, so.
do you study your competition?
Not really.
Are you looking like what everybody else
I'm
doing
a
in
big
this-
fan of taking things that are working in other industries and bringing them to the roofing industry. Yeah, studying competitors. I mean, honestly, most competitors are like in the lead gen game. That's not our game. We're more teaching and education and consulting. And there's some companies that I study outside of the roofing industry and programs that I'm in, business coaches and things like that. And we try to implement those things from outside the industry. So trying to create a category of one.
Do you check your phone first time when you wake up?
Absolutely not.
You're not?
I do check my phone a ton during the day. I'm guilty as anyone.
Okay.
But I have a very strict morning routine.
What is it?
All right, so I wake up at 4:45, and I drink a glass, a pint of water, room temperature water that's left on the counter overnight. Do you want this many details?
Yeah.
With lemon juice and sea salt, and those things help rehydrate you because you get really dehydrated during the night. You lose a lot of fluids and whatnot. I go to the gym, CrossFit, or go to the regular gym, get a workout in. Come home, I do Headspace Meditation for either 5 or 10 minutes every day.
Okay.
So today was...
And you have not touched your phone yet?
Oh yeah, I have.
Like,
in,
so when are you touching phone?
in this part of it? Okay, so do Headspace Meditation. Today is my 238th day in a row because it keeps track on the app. And then I have I read through my morning goals on a Google Doc on my phone. It's like a 4-page doc, and I read through like my vision and goals and everything like that. Usually after that, I'll check in real quick and then get the kids up for school and hang out with the kids and then go to the office. So
what time do you check your phone for the first
So
time?
I wake up at 4:45, probably around 7. I'll check my phone.
That's some discipline right there. That's some discipline.
It's about trust. It's so tempting, of course, but it's trusting the process and staying true to that and knowing that routine sets me up for the rest of the day.
Instagram or Facebook?
I love both. Right now, we've been very 80% on Facebook, maybe 20% on Instagram, because that's where our market is spending their time. That's where the attention is. Roofers are getting onto Instagram, but
what about personal
a little
preference?
more slowly. Personal preference, I like Instagram. There's a lot of noise on Facebook, and my Instagram accounts are more, especially the personal one, is more like personal development, fitness, like things that are like curated by me.
Do you have TikTok yet?
I do.
You do?
Yep.
You're popular, famous. What do you think about that?
I just started a couple weeks ago. I have like 3 videos up there.
Who motivated you?
What's that?
Who motivated you started?
What motivated me? Gary Vee. And then
Gary, you sucker. You're making us all do this crap.
I know, right? And then John Dye, Art of the Supplement. I was hanging out with him a couple weeks ago in Nashville, and he's like, "Oh, you have to be on TikTok." I'm like, "Okay." So recorded a couple videos, and like they have like 2,000 views. It's crazy. They're just like videos of doing interviews and things like that. So
I'm gonna sign up today.
yeah, let's get some TikTok videos going. We'll go viral.
Did Epstein kill himself?
I don't get involved in politics and things like that.
Come on.
I honestly don't. Like
So you don't have an answer? What do you think?
What I think? No, where there's smoke.
Come on,
where
for the
there's
sake
smoke,
of all memes.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I like that answer. It's a good meme too. How much money do you make?
More every day.
One thing you have learned from this class.
I love coming to events like this because I think we're all like, a lot of us are similar age, similar places in our business, and we're all trying to learn from one another to try to shorten the learning curve and not make the same mistakes. And it's just great, like interacting with others who are like on the same journey, trying to build better systems, build better businesses that not only create better businesses but better lives for us and our families. So,
is there one thing that stood out that you actually learned? I mean, all of that is great.
The biggest thing was last night, kind of out after the class, when you're going through profit margins on the board.
5%?
If you
5%
give a 5% discount on every job over the course of a year, it's insane when you actually map out the numbers. So that was really eye-opening.
Yeah. We're going to start the class today with that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
90% of you watching our videos without subscription. I don't know what you're waiting for, but you don't want to miss our sick content for roofing industry. Give me one of those, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.